Hello, TPS proud graduates, family members, and community members. We appreciate you taking part in this virtual ceremony, graduate of 2020. Before I get started, I would like us all to take a moment of silence for those who have fallen ill or have lost their lives during the struggle and fight of this current pandemic. With that said, I think it's a time also for excitement. So again, I want to congratulate you here at TPS Proud Graduate of 2020 in regards to all that you've endured. But I come to you by way of Wade High School, where I'm a graduate of class of 94, and I also brought my own graduation purple cap that I had once walked the same lanes and celebrated the same honor that each and every one of you will do today. But I say it's an honor to be with you today because today is about life expectation. It's about life perception and how you perceive things. And that, yes, you could say, oh, we don't get a traditional graduation, or you could talk about your city of Toledo and all those things, but I always tell people it's a matter of your perspective. It's a matter, in essence, of how you look at it and say, you know, we are the first to ever have a virtual graduation, to ever have a drive-through and a presentation. I still took a picture when my superintendent had a diploma that I could put and post throughout the house, a variety of things in the history of Toledo Public Schools. At the same time, I'm from one of the best cities in the country, the backbone of the United States, and manufacturing, agriculture, all the things that go on and thrive what's in the country of the United States. But again, your perspective is what drives you as well as your motivation, and it's those things that carries the positivity about your life, but more importantly, a positivity about today of being graduates here at Toledo Public Schools. I say to you at the same time, you have no idea of how proud I am of the class of 2020. Understand, many of you were born into the world of chaos. Meaning many of you were born during the time of 9/11, when it was the most heightened fear within the United States with the attack on the Twin Towers in New York City. Many people were frantic, and at the time where many of you have came in who were 18 and 19 years old were born into this world. But at the same time, you strive down because that tells me there's character built within this generation. And then as you got into the high school, the state had changed your pathway more than a few times. There was nothing more frustrating to me to see the faces of our students who said 1 minute they were on track, 1 minute they were off track, merely because there was a change in the guideline for pathway to graduation. You withstood the time of those changes because today you're going to be graduates. But it showed a test of your character, and then all of a sudden, your prom, spring sports. At the same time, traditional graduation was at the mercy of a pandemic and stay-at-home order. Again, we're rising above those expectations today because we had one of the first in virtual, as well as many other things that we're going to do to celebrate our class of 2020. But this begins to define your character. Understand about adversity truly defines who you are as a person. Martin Luther King once said that a person's not measured about where they stand during a time of comfort, but where they stand during a time of adversity, controversy. Certain sayings such as today, where do you stand in those lights? Do you stress yourself or do you fight through with the will to succeed to show I will rise above the situation? Because at the end of the day, I'm greater than the expectations. And again, I'm excited for each and every one of you and what you're going to set out to do and set forth. It's important that you continue during this whole pandemic and the stay-at-home order. You truly had time to value your family. Begin to develop relationships among siblings as well as family members, truly getting to know individuals because you were within a household or doing a lot of activity together. For the first time, I've heard many families who begin to start eating more as a family at a set time. More than I've seen now than any other time, people actually enjoying nature and the park systems, which had been forgotten with the technology age. People continue to value those resources, continue to value your relationship within your family, because at the end of the day, they're the foundation that brought you into this world, and they will be the backbone that carry you through it. At some point, your shoulders will be stood upon by students or children of the lower generation following your footsteps. I give you words of advice as you begin to move forward in your endeavor and out after graduation. Continue to provide a plan for your life. Continue to move and understand what you plan to do tomorrow, what you plan to do in your 30 days, your 60 days, your 3 months, your 6 months, as well as your year to 3 to 5 years. You literally have to have an intentional plan about what you want to do with yourself. Whether it's a pandemic or not a pandemic, whether it's a stay at home or learning from home or not a learning from home, you have to have a sense of what you want to do with the rest of your life. Take this time to research this out. I tell you to limit your time on Facebook, limit your time on Twitter, Instagram, limit the time of watching the latest dance on TikTok. Yeah, that's right. Dr. Durant knows all about TikTok. Don't be surprised if you see a TPS shuffle on TikTok. But limit the time on social media to spend that time in your research, to be able to study opportunities that you think you truly want to do with your life. What does it take to get there? Meaning, what do I need to take courses? Do I need to get a certification? Do I need to get a degree? Who are the people in that industry? Can I volunteer to learn more about it? Can I do an internship to know more about it? Can I ultimately develop a relationship with those who work there to ultimately employ me into that field? That's all dependent on you. At this point in time, the stage of the game, that ultimately at the end of the day, what you look at and you figure it out for yourself today is going to be a reflection of your tomorrow. If you're still holding and standing still, guess what? Nothing changes at 25. Before you know it, people are staying 30 years old, still standing, figuring what they want to do with their life. Be intentional about those things. Start developing support around you to get opportunity to be able to see other things outside of what you've already seen here at TPS. Have the largest career technical program in Northwest Ohio, as well as other opportunities in college credits and other things. But there are now more to research as you begin to evolve into adulthood, but more importantly, seeking out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Begin to understand the programs that are out there, the courses that you will need to take, the scholarship that you need to apply for. Never tell yourself no about the scholarship. At the end of the day, you may be one of few who actually apply. Apply it to many of those things. Do not look to go into your own pocket. Look to spend the money of others that ultimately provide scholarships to support you on your educational endeavor. Begin to look to do more volunteer within your community to truly build relationships with those within the effort of furthering yourself spiritually, but more importantly, furthering yourself career-wise as well as a person. I say continue with this grind in the aspect of your life. Understand your dreams are your dreams and no one else. At the end of the day, it's about your will and your determination that decides your ultimate outcome. It's about what you want to do with yourself, what you strive to do within your 48 hours. No one should expect more of you than you. You should have the highest expectation of yourself, that you look down on yourself, that no one else looks down on you, because your greatness is beyond anyone other's expectation of what they can see in you. You do not let a pandemic hold you down. You become your own pandemic within this life. You are the pandemic of what you do. It's your contagion that makes others feel your will and your effort. It's that pandemic that gives others a 101 fever about you, because they burning up inside. Because of you, they're burning up of that fever. Because it's your pandemic, your will is so contagious that everyone around you want greatness because of you. Do not let a coronavirus should be named after you because of your contagion on other people. Because your effort and your will has caused others to do greatness because they seen it in you. Again, you are the outcome, the biggest boss of your life. You are the CEO of everything that you do. People will follow your leadership. Again, be the pandemic of yourself. There is no bigger coronavirus than you, because it's your virus that is contagious within your family and those around you. The more they see that you want, the more they begin to understand that they may need to want more too. Their expectation changes because of you. I say develop a social IQ, not just an intelligence IQ, and understanding math, trig, and science, and all those other things. Develop a social IQ about emotional aspects of people. You should know the various social economic status of people. Whether you're someone who comes with money, someone who come from a working class family, or someone who's seen and come from a household of a lot of money, understanding the mindset and the culture of each and every person. You should have a social IQ of understanding people, because understand children as well as people don't care what you know until they know you care. When you show a person you care, it defines you, but more importantly, they want to be around you, because at the end of the day, they know you will further themselves. You will become a support for them. At the end of the day, again, your contagion impacts them. Have a social IQ, have an understanding of people, what stresses them. Have an understanding of the hardship, the drive. Understand where a person's coming from. Don't look at their situation, look down on them. Understand where they come from that got them in the first place. And then put a hand out in essence if you can help. Be a support to that. But when you do, you have a social IQ and understanding of people. And people always appreciate someone who's compassionate about what they do. I always tell people a story that I used to go to the car wash, and there was a gentleman who used to wash the car, and he was there religiously every day on the east side. And I remember I say to him when I get out the car, "Hey, how you doing?" And so forth, and he ignored me. And I said it to him twice, three times, 3 days in a row, ignored me. And at first I thought to myself, you know what, forget this guy. If he don't want to respond to me, he thinks he can't respond to me, why should I even give him the benefit of the doubt, even say anything to him? But then I said, you know what, that's not what my father raised. My father didn't instill that character in me. He made me look all people in the eyes. At the end of the day, when you come past me, I'm going to address you with love one way or another. You fail to address me back as a character flaw in you. After 2 weeks of doing it, the man stopped and said to me, you know what, when you first said it, I didn't think you cared. When you first said it, I thought you were just doing it just part of a ritual to say to people. But you consistently asked me every day, despite I ignored you. You will always get a greeting from me. I will always respect you in a way and support and saying positive back to you, because obviously you must care if you're gonna be that intentional of saying stuff to me. Again, you don't let others define your character. You define your character for yourself. You don't let other people change you for the worse. You change them for the better. You change their spiritual outlook. You change their spiritual impact. When they see you, they want better to say something positive to you because you brought positive to them. Again, happiness is about what's in you. Happiness is about, in essence, of what you can give. Happiness is about a choice that you make within yourself. If you want to be happy, be happy. At the end of the day, you'd be surprised how many people around you are happy. Social IQ is the keys to success, ultimately in today's industry. How well you relate to people, understand people, and help them strive to be better within their work, as well as being as a person. I tell you to continue to build your support system within you. Many times, your number one support is your family. Students, your biggest fan is your family. Your biggest internet troll is your family. Your biggest groupie is your family. When they hear your name announced on 88.3 or crossing that stage to get that diploma, guess what? The groupies are clapping. The groupies are taking pictures of you because they're your biggest support system. But understand, continue to broaden your support system. You got families, you got teachers, you got administrators, you got community members. There's no Dr. Durant at this platform without people such as that who supported me along the way. And I never forget about them. So again, never forget about where you come from, who you are as a person, and the name that you represent. You was given a first name, but more importantly, you were given a last name to represent somebody, child. A last name to represent something. You've been given a community to represent that community. You've been given a high school to represent. I will never forget Wade High School, never forget I come from the east side. I look out my window every morning and say, you see that over there? That's called the east side. God's country. Every morning my wife laughs when I do it, but again, it's an appreciation because it's a view that I get to see every morning, and many of you would be able to do the same as you grow within your life. I continue to offer myself to you because I'm a servant leader and serving you as students and serving you as a community member. I've written more letters of recommendations I can think of, and the more I ask, the more she'll receive. I tell kids all the time, as well as others, a closed mouth don't get fed. You say nothing, you get nothing. You need something, speak up. You can always get a hold of me on email. Don't use social media, email me. At my TPS.email, I always respond within 24 hours. Letter recommendation. If I know inputs on certain locations of jobs, if I know employers, I have no problem speaking on your behalf because you are a graduate of TPS. And when I hire people, I always look first who came from TPS because we have a responsibility to employ you. We have a responsibility that we brought you through with education, that you're good enough to make sure that you work with us, that we can ultimately provide employment. And that's always been the highest priority in our HR department. So again, continue to be proud. I'm honored to be able to speak to each and every one of you from a virtual location, and we get to drive through. We're going to be face to face, hand you your diploma, take a picture, and be proud of you as you walk off that stage. Again, I am a TPS graduate class of '94. Today, you are all proud graduates of TPS, class of 2020. Celebrate, be excited, be blessed, and I'm proud of each and every one of you, and stay safe. Thank you.